Hello, my friends. Welcome back. Today, I want to tell you about a man who changed the way we think about life, truth, and even God. His name was Friedrich Nietzsche. He once said something shocking. God is dead. What did he mean? Did he really believe that God died? Stay with me. It was a quiet morning in a small town in Germany, 1844. A baby boy was born into a religious family. His father was a pastor. His home was full of prayers, Bible readings, and faith. The boy's name was Friedrich Nietzsche. From the beginning, his life was not easy. When Nietzsche was only 5 years old, his father died. Soon after, his younger brother also died. The house became silent. The women in his family, his mother, his sister, his grandmother, raised him. Nietzsche grew up surrounded by religion, but also by loss. He asked questions early. Why do people suffer? Why does God allow pain? No one gave him clear answers. It was a cold afternoon in his teenage years. Nietzsche sat alone with books. He was not like other boys. He did not enjoy games or noise. He loved reading, thinking, writing. He studied ancient Greek philosophers. He studied music. He studied language. People said he was a genius. At the age of just 24, Nietzsche became a professor. Very young, very respected. But inside, something was changing. It was a quiet evening. Nietzsche walked alone. He started to doubt the beliefs he grew up with. He looked at the world around him. Science was growing. People were thinking differently. Old beliefs were becoming weaker. And then Nietzsche wrote something powerful. God is dead. But listen carefully. He did not mean that a real God died like a human. He meant something deeper. Nietzsche believed that people no longer truly believed in God. For centuries, God was the center of life. God gave meaning. God gave rules. God gave purpose. But now, people followed science. People trusted reason. People questioned religion. Nietzsche saw this change. He believed that modern society had killed God, not with weapons, but with doubt. It was a dark realization. Nietzsche was not celebrating. He was warning us. He said, if God is gone, then what gives life meaning? If there is no higher truth, then what is right and wrong? Who decides? This was his fear. Without God, people could feel lost, empty, without purpose. This feeling is called nihilism, the belief that life has no meaning. But Nietzsche did not want people to stay lost. He had an idea. He believed that humans must create their own meaning. He said, you must become strong. You must create your own values. You must become something greater. He called this idea the Übermensch, the higher man. A person who does not follow the crowd. A person who creates meaning in a meaningless world. It was a lonely path. Nietzsche lived much of his life alone. He was often sick. He had headaches, pain, weak eyesight. He left his job. He traveled from city to city. He wrote books, but many people did not understand him. He was not famous during his life. He was misunderstood. It was a tragic day in 1889. Nietzsche saw a horse being beaten in the street. He ran to the horse and hugged it. Then something broke inside him. His mind collapsed. After that day, Nietzsche could no longer think clearly. He lived the rest of his life in silence. He died in 1900, but his ideas did not die. Years later, people began to read his work. Philosophers, writers, artists, they were shocked. They were inspired. Nietzsche became one of the most important thinkers in history. So, what did he really mean when he said, God is dead? He meant this: the old world is gone, the old beliefs are fading, and now you must decide what your life means. Nietzsche's story teaches us something powerful. Life does not always give you answers. Sometimes it gives you questions. And maybe the meaning of life is not something you find, but something you create. Thank you for listening to this story. If you enjoyed it, please like this video and subscribe to Storyline English for more stories that help you learn English naturally. And tell me in the comments, do you think life has a meaning or do we create it? See you in the next story, my friends.